Okay, I think we can get started. You guys, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out. This is demo night for Cohort 4. This is Vibecode Lisboa. For the people who don't know what this is a school that teaches how to vibe code, how to build applications, not being a coder yourself. And so we had 4 people go through this program. We have some alum here as well, it looks like, which is awesome. Um, and yeah, tonight is all about them. So really, let's give them our full attention. And it's a chance for them to kind of explain what their vision was, what they were trying to, accomplish and build. Maybe talk about a little bit about the lessons learned along the way and show us what their application actually does. And they did this in 30 days. Again, no prior development experience, I'm sure they'll tell you, but these aren't like software developers. These are regular people like you and me. So yeah, I think without further ado, Ivy, do you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, should be fine.
And do you want to share from your laptop or okay? You want to join the Zoom in the Discord if you can. Has anyone, like in the audience, has anyone built stuff with Claude Code or any of the tools out there? No? Yeah? What, with Claude Code or specifically?
Love the pods, helping build the pods.
Cool. What did you build?
It's a space, an app called Space, so it's for, I'll give you guys a bit of pitch again.
Okay,
Maintaining the meaningful relationships in your life,
cool,
as simple as that.
cool. Nice. And do you have people using it or was it more a prototype? Okay, yeah,
In the last 3-4 weeks,
okay.
friends are using it, but I need to test more like the actual, they downloaded it, but are they really using it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Happy to share with everybody here.
Good.
It's like, I'll share it with you guys after, for sure.
Okay, you should be in.
Hey, oh, that's weird.
You probably want to mute your mic.
Okay.
All right, here, actually, I'll mute mine and then.
Okay, so use mine? Yeah. Oh, geez.
Or what I can do, actually, no, use yours and I'll take the speaker off and that will make it here.
Yeah, I'll turn off the sound on mine. Or, okay, now I should keep my sound on. Right?
Yeah, now turn.
Okay.
No, now I can't hear.
Hello.
It'll just be for the recording.
Okay, great. Okay, let me open up the okay, so all right. Sorry, I got so many windows. Got too many windows. Okay, here we go. I'll just leave it on this in the background for now while I just intro myself a little bit. Okay, share. Share desktop. Okay. Cool. That works, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Maybe I'll get rid of that. Cool.
What's up?
Hey. Perfect. All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Ivy. I'm a part of the Build School, and I'm what you would say, I guess, a non-technical founder at this point after taking the course. So I was here back in February where you were sitting, and I saw what the people of the cohort did, and I got really inspired, and I thought to myself, like, oh, I want to make something, like I can make something. And I had some ideas in my head, and then I came to one that I was going to start. And then I tried to sign up for the cohort, and it was full, the next one. So then I couldn't wait, and I just started to kind of build on the side with what I knew what to do, like with what I could find and just figure out on my own. So then my goal was when it opened up and had enough space for me, I would go in and figure out how to make it actually work. And like with the help of Sean, um, basically answer any questions that I had about the actual process of how it can actually work as a product. And so yeah, now here I am, and I'm really excited to share with you what I made. So my background is events marketing and marketing in general, as well as e-commerce, SEO. So I've been on both sides of like creating events, like hosting anything from like dinners or like small concerts, secret location, to like tech conferences and things like this. So I, from that, learned a lot about the spectrum of getting the right people in the rooms, as well as me being a person attending events, wanting to go to certain things and not really knowing what to expect and trying to figure out how to navigate that. And especially living here in Lisbon, I'm kind of new, so it was a bit of a challenge, like scheduling and figuring out where to go or what to do with not having many friends and just not really knowing the landscape. So to help solve this problem I was having, I decided to make an events matchmaking platform. So basically, it will connect the right people to the right rooms. So given whatever events are happening in the city near you, it will be able to, through AI, learn the type of things that you would be interested in and what you want to go and experience and match you to events in your city. So that's what I created, and it's called Get Invited. Um, so yeah, so in this and also in this platform, I really wanted to make sure there wasn't any sort of discovery because I'm exhausted at looking at things like events and stuff. I wanted it to just like know me well enough, like a trusted friend, and then like supply me an invite essentially because I didn't want to think about it. And I wanted it to know my calendar and things like this so that I wouldn't have to think or talk to my assistant like, can you schedule this and blah blah blah. I just wanted to cut all of that gone. So yeah, so this is it. Oh, that's not it actually. It is here. So yeah, so it's Get Invited. I'm really excited to like demo it live. Um, yeah, I'm really excited to demo it live and yeah, I guess I just go for it, I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this works. It might be a little gappy, but let's see. Okay. So I have, okay, so let me just start from the beginning over here. So this is the main app. You could go on it from your phone or the computer. I have a side for partners, like people who host events, like membership communities, anyone who's hosting events regularly, in some cases venues as well. So venue partners and or anyone with a community essentially. So on that side, I could show you that side after, but actually maybe I'll show you that side. So even on the partner side, you basically you answer a couple of things like I organize events, you put in your Luma, you put in your website and your Instagram if you want, and then it looks you up. So I mean, let me see if I can do this for, well, I did it already for for the purposes of this demo. So that's the partner side of it. But let me go into the like the user side. So actually, for the purposes of this demo, I also I already seeded events from a friend of mine who happens to be in the room. So I used Epic Llama to, yeah, so I tried it out with your Luma. So my friend Stefano, he hosts events in like 30 plus cities around the world. And so it would be a great chance to see if it actually worked. So I put it in here, and so it created a partner dashboard with his events in there. So let me see if I can find where I put that actually. Is it over here? Uh, is it this one? No, it's in so many places. I have so many things open. This is my dashboard. Ah, here we go. Yeah, so it linked all his events in here. Um, just from the Luma alone. And oh snap. And like I did some of the matchmaking earlier and it worked. And so it already shows that someone's attending. Like, isn't that cool? Anyways, I just seen that for the first time for my own self. Okay, wait. So let's say I'm a person, and which I am, and I want to get invited to something. So I'm just gonna put myself because I don't even think I'm on it since I scraped everything off. So let me do my email. Oh wait, I can't even spell now. Huh. Okay. Let's see if it's gonna work. Based in Lisbon, what evenings are best? I'll just go ahead and put everything so that hopefully it works. Yeah, open. Uh, yeah, I read the room and adapt. Okay, so that's okay, and then you can connect your Google Calendar, which is nifty because then it can see when you have openings. Okay, so you're in. So this is when your profile's not yet complete. Oh wow, it matched it already. I didn't even get to show you the matchmaker. But so this is one of Stefano's events that happens to be in Lisbon on the 15th of June. And so yeah, so that's it. So I just got invited. Yeah, and then I can say if I'm in or not. Obviously this is a little rudimentary. I'm sure there's like maybe Stefano has tickets or something like this, but I have other drafts for if like Stripe enabled and stuff like this for that side. I just haven't had a chance to put that together today. But yeah, you can say you're in, and then it gives you a little bit more information. You can add it to your calendar, and then you can see your week. So then it shows you like a weekly, it's going to be like a calendar weekly view as well. When there's more events, it can do this. But since there's not like that many right now, I can't do it. But yeah, and then if you want to complete your profile, so you have full access to your profile and you can change things like to make it better. So you can like better your profile to get better matches for things. Because of how it's all depends on how you respond, right? Like how you answer the chat and stuff like this. But let's see. I purposely made it a little bit easy because I wanted to make sure it matched and that it worked. But in reality, probably we'll go through the actual matchmaker to then make it like just better invites in general. Like higher matching quality in general. So let's see. So let's see if we can show you the actual matchmaker because that also is available. I think it needs to go to, hold up. What is it? Invites, I think. Invites. Let me see. Oh no, no, it's not working. Ah, you see, I was doing too good. It was working too well. Okay, let me see. Why is it giving me a 404 now? Not profile. Ah, maybe. Oh no, it's waiting. It's waiting. That's why. Waiting is when it's like matching. That's like the matching side when it does this. So yeah, you'll be able to go to the matchmaker at this point. Oh, cool. Yeah. So now it's working. So, hey, Ivy, I'm going to ask you some questions, match you to the right room. Let's start with the basics. So, this will probably be like 5 minutes, but you can talk, you can speak into it, and you can also just like say certain things here and then add to it like by writing. Um, so yeah, you just like write a bunch of things. It just builds on this conversation a little bit, and in about like what, 5 minutes or so, it'll bring you to your full profile. So then you'll have 100% done. Um, yeah, and then it like the more I'm able to get host partners and more people sign on to it, the better it will learn and the better you'll get matches overall. So that's the idea. And yeah, that's what I have built so far. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, friends.
I have a
Um,
question for you. So from the host side, like what did Stefano have to do to get his events on here? What did you do on his behalf?
Oh, easy. I just put, you know what's crazy? I just went on the partners page, like I just put like his Luma, I think. I just put the Luma and I
You
tried,
just scraped all the
yeah, and I tried to put the Instagram, but it was giving me problems because Meta changed something the past like week or so. It's like very hard to scrape now. So what I did now today, I made it so that it could take from websites, which is even richer content anyway. So it can do websites now and it can do the Luma, and the Luma has the calendar already. So and a lot of the event like potential partners I've been speaking with, they're all on Luma and they like it a lot. And I asked what they like, they said the calendar. And then when I looked at the calendar, I was like, oh yeah, everything's here. If I could get from the calendar, like it'll work really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So I got all the information from that.
So the value, I think it's clear what the value is to the person. It just kind of helps them find events that are more that they're
Right.
going to be more interested in. For the
Yeah.
host, because basically anyone who has an event, either through Meetup or Luma or whatever, this is just added distribution to get new people to their event.
And thanks to your help, actually, let me see if I can pull it up the host dashboard. So I made a host dashboard. And I did this so that hosts get analytics that they wouldn't normally get. So like if you're on Meetup or like Eventbrite, Meetup, Luma, sometimes you don't get certain things that over time could make your event better. So like I was talking to some like events people about what would make it worth their while. And I added that in here. Let me see if I can find the dashboard. Ah, my bad. That's my side. Okay, so let's say it's here. Oh, it's not on this one. Oh, wait, I think it's in this. I think it's in this one. This is kind of an old one, but let me see if it, oh, now it's not working. Ah, annoying. Wait, let me see. It's not on this one. It's in the one. Okay, but anyway, aside from the analytics side, because Stefano's account like has real events that are live and no one's gone to the events and given us data over time, there's nothing in his analytics side yet. But what he can do as well is if he uses this dashboard, he's able to syndicate events directly from here. So he can go, if he needs to do it like post an event to Luma, and to Meetup and to whatever simultaneously, he can put it in here and it'll send it as drafts into those other platforms. So you don't necessarily like you can save some time from not having to go like everywhere. Granted, you'd still have to go over there to like say yes, like check it off and say like yes, promote this event. But it saves you a little bit of time, I would say.
It supports Luma and Meetup right now.
Luma, Meetup, and I'm working on Tribe, I think. Tribe also.
Cool.
That was like, yeah, that was in the specs. So I still have to test it. But I mean, I'm also hosting my own event, so I'm gonna end up testing it anyway. So yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes. Oh, but look, it has two now, two attending. So that's really cool. And then there's a syndicate button, and I don't know where some of these things go just yet, but for the most part, yeah. And he can allot how many people he wants get invited to invite, and things like this. So yeah, I wish I had the other partner dashboard that was like showing all the cool stuff. Oh wait, this one, yeah, have some analytics here. So it can show you things like the kind of people that come to your events, like what they're into, and over time, uh, like I'll be able to predict things like, most of your people would like this kind of event on this kind of day based on the data that I get. So it's like the more it gets used, the better everything will be over time. Um, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Any
So that's it.
questions for Ivy?
I've got a question.
Like the existing local events to run it too, so you have a bigger base of events if he doesn't sign up or like a event owner doesn't sign up.
Like in theory, yes. Like in theory, I could just go on Eventbrite or Luma all day and just put them all in here.
Would
In
that help you
theory.
get started?
I didn't get a lot. Honestly, it just started working like yesterday. So I'm like, so I didn't even wrap my mind around like, should I do that or not yet? I just was like, oh snap, it works.
So
But yeah. But these are all things I'm also kind of noodling on. Like, should I just do that? Or I would like in the beginning, especially like preferred partners, because I know the quality of their events. I kind of know what's going on with them and things like that. I also want to like build it on a local grassroots level a bit. Um, and yeah, and eventually move to other cities, probably New York next, because that's what I know next best. So, but yeah,
Do you have a
that's it.
revenue model for it, or what's the intention with it as a business?
It's like I've been thinking about a bunch of like there's so many different ways it could go. Like it could be like if someone it could be like VIP tiers and things like this. It could be like per per ticket sale type of thing, which I kind of don't want to do. It could also be like maybe it's free for users and there's just like ads here and there. It could be so many things. Or it could be like or hosts could pay for the dashboard specifically or just the access. I don't know yet. So I'm kind of like still more things I'm thinking about.
Build traction first and then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of promise here. It's just like, yeah, some like details and stuff. That's why I want to like meet more, yeah, anybody who could be like who's interested in this project or is curious or can be helpful at all. Like I'm open to any kind of feedback or help or intros to people. Like that would be great. Um, but yeah,
So this is
essentially.
another thing to keep in mind. Like to the extent we can, put our heads together. If you know anyone who's a good contact, so you need to basically meet hosts, people that like Stefano have a lot of events going on, and how do you get in touch with them and convince them of the value of this, right?
Yeah, and make sure that it all really works like seamlessly. Like I want to get it really working well. But I mean, obviously it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. So
Sure.
yeah, whoever gets on there, we can just iterate it over time. But I also want to be able to like manage the scale in some way too. So yeah, a lot of things to think about, but
Cool. Awesome. All right.
thanks. Yeah.
Well done.
Sorry, I missed the beginning part, but like,
Yeah.
this is also about like how, like the process from the cohort that you did, how it was for you, right? I don't know if we talked about that.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
if it was, like, what were the challenges or like, to build it from where you started with.
Yep. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
From where I started, like I'm sorry, the question was how was it for
What was
me?
the whole process from you? Like,
Oh,
I
it
don't know
was-
if you have a background of technical stuff, but like the cohort is like, right?
Yeah. So, technical, not so much, like personally, I mean, yeah, I don't know, I've like made a MySpace site or something before, but like, I don't know. In terms of the cohort itself, like, I knew I would benefit from like the wealth of knowledge that Sean has because I could ask him things in real life. I can like, see, like talk to the other people in the community and the cohort community, like other people who are also going through the same thing. So I knew that would be helpful. Yeah, it's just a focused time to like work on this thing, and then I thought that was really cool. He also has like a course related, like within the course, so you can watch the videos and it gets you all set up. And then once you have the setup, it's kind of smooth sailing. Like once you kind of already get the setup, that's like 80% of it. And the rest is just iterating and working on like the project, whatever it is you're trying to make better. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, yeah, like I'm not that technical, like similarly to Dana, like when I came into this, I had already like just made something a little bit on Lovable, but there was nothing underneath it. Like you couldn't click a button and it go anywhere, for example, really. Like it was like cool looking, but yeah, it had no functionality essentially. So I wanted to be able to learn how to make things actually work. So that I could come up here and like actually show something that worked and like use it for myself even. So yeah. So
That's actually a noteworthy thing worth mentioning is that she started in Lovable. She built out the screens there, and then we brought that, like it was in a source, a GitHub repo, and we just basically made that her repo and pointed Claude code at it, and it took it from there.
Still in Lovable for now,
Yeah,
but it is fully functional.
yeah, nice,
Yeah. But in Lovable so far.
cool.
Awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, this is the course that she mentioned. So like when people go through the cohort, you basically get the videos and you can do these all on your own time. There's like 14 in all, and it takes you through the whole process of building an app, start to finish. I basically build this Tinder for dogs app. And yeah, and that's kind of how you guys learn the process. And then we do like periodic office hours every week. Monday, Wednesday nights, we do office hours, and then Friday we work together.
So you would need to watch that.
I
And this is
highly
something-
encouraged. Yeah, this is like the best thing you can do to learn is just to go through the videos and kind of mimic it.
Where you can ask questions or like
Mhm.
additional.
Yeah, you watch these on your own time, and then Monday, Wednesday nights, I think it was 6 to 8 p.m. We jump on Zoom, and anyone like that. The idea there is I can help unblock you, whatever you're struggling with, and then on Fridays, I found the in-person co-works. I think we get so much done. There's just yeah.
and stuff was great.
So then you just meet like and everybody works on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's invaluable to like be just within earshot and hear someone be like, "Oh, I have the same thing. Like, let me see how you did that." Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was really excited about and really was like wanting is the community aspect of it. Cause I could just, yeah, like work on this by myself in the middle of the night and Lovable or whatever, but it's like really helpful to have other people going through the same process and overhear things or just ask them questions or see what they're up to. And it just like, it keeps you going a bit. So that's, yeah, I found it really helpful.
When did you meet on Friday? You in the-
Mornings, I think it was usually 11 to 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right formula to me, just kind of half a day on Fridays in person. Cool. Great job.
My
Okay,
turn.
so up next, Laura, can you hear us all right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I don't have your audio. Let me see if I messed something up here.
You disconnected the projector.
Should be. Oh yeah, that's in Zoom. Let me add that back. Sorry.
Can you hear me? No.
Yeah, gotcha now. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay,
Hey guys.
amazing.
Ivy, that was so cool. Mine's not that cool, but I did it. Okay, so I'm live in the Middle East in Lebanon. So I've kind of done this course remotely. I've got FOMO from not being there, but yeah, one day I'll be there. My background is I have no I have a tech company, which is the irony, but I don't know anything technically. I like know the lingo, but I never actually knew what was happening. So I wanted to do this course to learn what everyone was talking about and to create this other company that I'm starting that is essentially a recruitment platform. So my business, we employ refugee and female developers from countries of conflict. And we have like a whole team in-house, and then we have like 600 developers that are on rotation in companies all around the world. And it's absolute carnage because we do it manually. So I basically created an app just to test my ideas of what I want somebody else to build better. But actually, I think I built it. I mean, it's quite shit, but it does work. So I've proven the point that basically when I go to investors now, I like show them that I've done this. So I'll show you. So essentially, if this is gonna work, it's gonna be a miracle. It's still on my server because I got confused with the deployment stuff. But anyway,
You've
so
set
it's
appropriately low expectations, so you're good.
okay. Well, if it works, like it's gonna be the most exciting thing ever. So this is the platform. Basically, it's called Concat Recruit, but in some places it's still called the testing. So this is the homepage. So then you come on here and it says like what your clients have said. And then essentially there's two audiences, if you're a developer or if you're a client. So if we go first for the developer page, it tells you like why you should do it and this kind of stuff. And then you apply. You sign up as a developer. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, anyway, you sign up as a developer and this comes up. So that, no, wait, I need to show you the cool part. Let me sign in again. Hold on. This login thing confuses me, but here we go. Okay, let's see if it's going to work. Might say that I've already got an account. Okay, hold on. So essentially, you log in as a. Okay, so you log in and you can. No, this is the client. Okay, let me show you the client. This is the client. So basically, as a client, you can post your job. I'm just going to show you now. So you add like a job description. You can add the title if you want. It will automate it, but you can just put like junior developer. You add your job description. You put if you're looking for full-time, part-time contract, remote, or hybrid. If it's on site, then which country, when the application deadline is. So let's put like July. Okay. And then you upload it. Oh, please enter the country. Let's go remote. This is my latest feature. It's working. Okay. So you post it and essentially it then tells you who's a fit on the platform or not. And out of the developers, which I'll show you the other way, I'm doing it in reverse, sorry. So this is essentially, yeah. So the idea is it will only ever give you 2 or 3 candidates, even if there's like 10,000 in the database. I've like really worked on the AI to be very specific per skill. So here you get the developers, and then essentially, if they're under 50%, it's suggested that they're not a good fit. But if they're 65%, then basically you can go onto the developer's profile, check what they're doing. You can put not a fit, and if they're not a fit, it goes away on the homepage. Or you can request an intro and then you send them a message. So let's say we send that to Tarek, and then basically here becomes your chat system with the developers. But essentially, yeah, and then if it's good fit or not fit, you can like tailor your AI to give you more relevant developers. So essentially you can upload as many jobs as you want, and then it reruns every time with new profiles. This is the billing. Essentially, you're meant to pay for the platform a subscription, and then you pay per hire. So it's like, I mean, this says it's 299. Let's say it's like $20 a month, and then you get here, you put how many jobs you can post and how many intros you can get a month, and then you can upgrade per system, whether you're like a big or small scale company. What else can I show you on here? Yeah, anyway, so this is the client part. But the cool part is, this is the homepage. I was meant to show you that, like proof. Essentially, it's like kind of Upwork, but way more tailored and with refugee and female and like marginalized developers. How we stop people stealing their contacts from here, I don't know. That's a separate issue, but that is what it looks like for now. And then from the developer side, so this is the cool part. You can basically apply now. Oh God, this has been spamming me out for a while, this thing, but let's try. Okay. Okay. So if I go on the developer page, no, not this. Apply as a developer. Oh God, it's still happening this. Hold on, I'm actually going to try this sign in instead. So if I want to log in as a candidate, I don't know why it's going crazy. Hold on. This is what you don't want to happen when you're doing a demo to your investors. Okay, here we go. So basically, this is not from scratch. I don't know why. Essentially, I want to show you from the beginning. Let me try and create a new profile. Hold on. I could use the test. See if this works. I don't know why it's doing this. Sorry. Let me try this login. No, what's happened is broken. Okay, anyway, let's try. Okay, it's showing me the scale, but essentially what you do is you create your CV, you add your CV. I can't show you in another way. Don't know why. Damn it. Basically, you upload your CV and it creates a profile like this, all taken from AI, and analyzes your CV because the problem in the Middle East is a lot of CVs are bad. So from this, it draws like your English level, your soft skills, your technical skills. It gives you instructions of how to complete the profile. So it's 100%, gives you a summary, gives you a personal bio where you can just be like, hey, it's me, like LinkedIn. And essentially you set your availability and then it saves on the platform. And then what happens is you go into here. No, this has gone to the client dashboard. Sorry. Don't know what's going on. This has got messed up. But you can then, go into the dashboard and you can see the jobs that you're being matched with on the site. You can't apply, which is the point, but you can see then in here that a client's requested an intro with you. And then you can chat with them through that. So it's essentially a better way of filtering the mass number of developers that are applying to companies. And the idea is they have to do, so the other side to get onto the platform is they have to do a technical test, which I'm just finalizing at the moment because I have a technical test that they do and I've tried to make it in Claude and it hasn't worked yet, but it's nearly there. So essentially they'll create their profile, and then to actually be visible on the platform, they have to pass the technical test and do an interview, and then they'll be live on the platform as such. And then they'll get matched with clients through the process.
Laura, can I ask you a question? So you built this. It seems like you've basically pushed the power towards the clients and you restrict what the developers can do in terms of like not flooding them with requests. So you make it very like friendly to the clients to do this.
Yeah.
Had you looked at any other platforms that existed out there, or why did you end up building this from scratch? Because it seems like it incorporates a lot of knowledge that you've come to from your experience doing this. And I'm just curious like how you got here.
Yeah. So I've been doing my company for like 10 years, maybe. I can't see you guys. I'm going to stop sharing so I can look. And basically the problem originally, oh, hey guys. The problem is that there was like, previously there was no developers, right? So everyone started training developers. So we've trained like 10,000 developers or something. Now the problem is different. Everybody's learning to code and studying it. But now the problem is that when you go on Upwork or Fiverr or whatever, you put a request and there's now like 10,000 people that apply, or you put a developer job on LinkedIn. And then the process is taking so long for HRs to manage. Like we're getting more and more requests being like, please don't send me 5 10 developers. I just want 2 or 3 that are perfect. And then I do the intro with that, because HRs are spending hours trying to then now figure out the best way to then interview the developers. And the other problem in that is the women are always pushed down on the platform. So actually, if you're trying to look for a female developer, which is our whole like thing, it's like impossible to find any female developers on there because they're lower down the algorithm. So this is like 80% women, our community, and 20% are then like refugees or LGBT or something. And so it's but the point of it is that it's super tailored. So you put in the job description with the specifics of what you want, and then we're not going to give you like 10 options. It will probably be 2 or 3, hopefully, that are like 100% perfect on that, because they've already been vetted through this technical assessment and interview that they will do, so that they've already. So our thing is that we have the top 8% developers from refugee backgrounds in the Middle East, because they've already been vetted to get on the platform.
Nice. And what was your level of like technical expertise prior to doing this?
Oh, like full zero. I went to art school, never knew anything about anything. Although I have a team of like, I don't even know how many developers, like 40, which is the ironic thing. And now they're all laughing at me because I've built this, and they keep saying, "Are you going to fire us?" But yeah, I didn't know anything. And also I I knew like what Claude was, but I didn't know how to link it to everything to actually make it do anything. Like I've seen people develop, but I didn't know how to do it. And I think what's really cool about this program is the the courses, like you can just go through at your own pace, for example, and also having Sean there to help when at the beginning when you're trying everything and you're like, what is happening? I'm in a whole nother world. And then once you get into it, it's honestly the coolest thing ever. Like you can literally make whatever you want in whatever capacity. And it's such a good way of, I don't know, I've got such bad ADHD, I find it really hard to express what I'm actually trying to do. So now I can just build all my wacko ideas and showcase what they actually are and what I mean to other people to relate to what I'm actually trying to say.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Any questions? Questions for Laura? No questions. All right. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So up next, I'm gonna share my screen. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, so Alan could not be here. He's actually at Primavera Sound Music Festival right now, but he recorded this demo. It's 15 minutes. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play kind of the middle part that shows his app. But basically, what he came again, no technical expertise at all, but he had a vision in the like collectibles space. So like think like eBay and antiques and yard sales and people like trying to like know the value of what they have. So if you could have an app that you could basically be like, oh, I wonder if this watch has any value, scan it, and it tells you exactly what it's worth and where you should uh, liquidate it or whatever. So yeah, so I'll just show you his app here. Anyway, let's get going here. Email. I built in the CAPTCHA piece, which is I guess a small victory. And hopefully this will work. You do not need this password saved here or there. Okay, so the welcome screen is kind of an inventory screen. It's got an example of items in a fictitious inventory here. You'll see the welcome. I can toggle, and I will just for a second just to show you. This is the icon up here. Toggles to the feature set where I have the ability to change my password, and there's an app view thing that I thought was kind of novel here. I built this so it has 2 or 3 different incarnations of the app based on how people answer their onboarding questions for what they're here for. You kind of get a sense that if you're older or less technically proficient, it might make sense not to show you everything at once and overwhelm you. And so that's the way the app works, but it's very easy to toggle back and forth between the all tools
Again, just the basics for scanning, simple suggestions, inventory and documentation for all the tools, which is what I have open up here. And you can see that that's pretty simple interface to open up more features in the event that either you intended to have them in the first place, or you get more comfortable. All right, so we can back up here, and I'm going to demonstrate the most powerful thing that I have been able to build with it so far, which is the scanning feature. I'm going to upload a photograph from gallery, hopefully, and there should be jewelry JPEG. This is some inherited stuff from my mom and dad, who are unfortunately no longer on Earth. So I'm going to demonstrate this. You see it, it goes to a tray here, staging it for the actual scan, and then it will query Claude, which is behind a lot of this stuff. So let's walk through this piece. Got the hypnotizing screen here, demonstrating that something is actually happening by, this usually takes under a minute. A minute, I think, is the limit of the call time for cost purposes. Application phase, and note the details and markings in order, but also instead of criticizing people for poor pictures or whatever, we have affirmations built in here where it would make sense to take a better photo or zoom in on some item here. So in this case, and this isn't, it sometimes it identifies a few more items than it has today, but in this case, it's identified 10 items from the photo I uploaded. And you'll notice that the linguistics here, we noticed something, it's like a small baggie containing what appear to be gold tone rings or bands, possibly wedding bands or plain dress rings. It's worth a closer look. So metal resin pieces, closer tack, center left of the tray. Closer photo would help you. Yeah. So those are the initial, these are the things we spotted that we think we could do a better job with a better or closer photo. And then if you go down the list here, this is what it identified more positively. Full of a two-tone dress watch, listed in men's dress watch categories, good condition, very good condition. And the value estimate piece, of course, coming soon, as I explained about the eBay difficulties. The Sheldon Shrunken Grain Steer jewelry box, accessories and storage, jewelry box, good. Value estimate coming soon. Tiger's Eye cufflinks, and shirt stud set. Good condition.
Skip through to the part where it shows the details.
Identified and very easy to sort by recency, value, categories, status, whether they've been sold or inventoried or so on and so forth. In this case, we'll just click through. It's going to use the same photo, and I don't have it featured to zoom in or gray out, but it will eventually do that. You can see the photo a little bit more clearly here. There's a lot going on in that box, which is what I think is impressive about this. The frustrating thing with AI for me is that having to go through one photo at a time, the time involvement is a bit much, especially if you're dealing with a storage shed or an inheritance or whatever. So here's the gold tone dress watch. We're adding market valuations next. You'll see an estimated range here drawn from recent comparable sales.
So I'll leave it at that. You get kind of a flavor for what it's doing there, but basically, I think what's interesting, a couple things are interesting about Alan's app. Like he mentioned in there, he came to the determination that he's going to have a wide range of a pawn shop owner who's very sophisticated using this, but also your grandfather using this, and that's a very disparate level of technical expertise. And so I thought it was pretty clever what he did, where in the beginning he onboards you and he asks questions like, what's your level of technicality? And then we'll kind of run it in easy mode if you're not very technical, or give you the full shebang if you're the pawn shop owner, which is pretty cool. I think also, interestingly enough, as is anything, when you start building an app, you kind of have an idea of what you think it's going to be, and it kind of never is what it ends up being. And so he started with this idea of valuations for people that could sell their stuff on eBay. And I think he kind of got filtered into well, what are the use cases that bring people to that point? And he came up with some interesting stuff around even just inventorying for fire insurance. When you go through your apartment, and you can use this app to basically value things and then come up and produce an actual document that has the inventory and valuations of all the items in your apartment. So I thought it was really cool to see him zigzag from his original idea to what ultimately became the app that he shipped. And he did this like everyone else, in 30 days, which is really cool. So yeah, wish he could be here to answer some questions for you guys, but he is enjoying the music right now. So awesome. Okay, all right. Well, clap for Alan, even though he's not here. Um, last but not least, Ramin, you want to show what you got? Yeah. Yeah.
As you said, so this was actually an app, like, and like to download. Did I get it right?
I don't think it's an iOS app yet. I think it's a progressive web app. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Claude is perfectly capable of building iOS apps. It's a little more involved and it's a little longer process. You're kind of at the mercy of Apple for getting the approvals, and you have to pay, I think it's like $99 to have an Apple developer license. So I typically steer people. I say, look, get your idea out there, build the progressive web app. That's easy. You control it. You can host it free. So that's often a better way to validate it. And then when it comes time and you want to bake it into an actual iOS app, you can do that. So
I should do it as well.
we have had people actually, Cristiano. Yeah. Cristiano, did you do an iOS app or a web app for yours? iOS. Yeah. And you use Claude Code to do the iOS app. Yeah. Cool. So
You're not done with
well, both Cristiano and Petra actually went through the program, so we have some alum here, which is cool.
No.
Cool. All right. Last but not least, Ramin.
Yes. Shall I
Yeah, if you want to join the Zoom and share your screen. Let's see here. What am I doing? Mm, Cool.
Before I start, maybe I give you guys a little bit of context. And it's actually very important for Claude to always have some context about it. Not about prompting it. So I think this whole Claude code thing started with us playing paddle one day, and I know you were playing around a little bit with it. This is months ago. And I asked you what you're up to, and Sean was like, I have to show you. And the look at his face was basically telling me like, he has discovered fire. And so yeah, I got super curious. My background's being that I've been building a lot of companies. I've been self-employed and entrepreneur the last 20 years plus. But I have never literally touched the line of code. Maybe when I was, this must have been 1991 when you logged into your Windows and you had to put like those in your terminal. That's the last time I saw a terminal. So it was a little bit scary, the first experience of this, the first 2-3 days. Starting, opening terminal, setting up things, following your videos. I got to the point, I'm like, Sean, can I do something wrong here? If I put something, he's like, you can always go back and fix it in case something's wrong. That was basically the moment, like you want to do the jumping, what do you say, bungee jump, and somebody push you over the edge and you're finally free. I just felt like, okay, let's go. Let's just like explore. And your good advice was also like, any question, always ask Claude, that can help you. which been really helpful. So yeah, about my project, it came to me a very weird way. I dreamed about it a couple of months ago. I woke up with a dream talking to a doctor friend who actually literally saved my life a couple of years back when I was sick for almost 2 years and struggling to figure out what was wrong with me. I thought it was long COVID. I was just getting sick all the time, and I was so tired of it. And she started doing a lot of blood work. At the same time, I was going to hospital, doing blood work there, meeting doctors, specialists, had a family doctor as well. So between these three doctors, we tried to figure out what was going on. And she was literally putting my blood work in Excel sheet and following up until she could figure out that I was basically lacking hemoglobin for lifetime, and nobody had ever discovered that until like I really hit the wall. And she does that for more well-off people in North America, I would say. But I figure out maybe we can democratize this, doing it for everyone. That this should be not just a privilege. This should be something that, like, again, the healthcare is quite reactive, as you guys know. When you get sick, you go there, they fix you up, and it's a little bit too late sometimes, and it's a little bit painful and expensive. What I have done is not building an app. I have not built sort of, what do you say? I haven't come up with something new. It's more of infrastructure of all your health data that is, what do you say, siloed and spread through different platforms. Like if you have your watch, Oura Ring, wearables, it's like 500 different types. You get daily data, but it doesn't maybe always tell you what to do down the road, what actually is wrong with you. Same with your blood work, you're doing it maybe once or twice a year, but then it's on a PDF or it's with a doctor, and you get a short appointment with a doctor that's supposed to know everything about you, and then yeah, so connecting all those data points and your doctors and actually having access to a doctor that in real time can follow up all these data points can help you stay away from 500 plus life-changing conditions that are detectable, but we never really get into detecting most of them. So yeah, maybe I show you guys around what I actually did here. I did this web page just 2 days ago because it wasn't really my business model, but I thought, especially for the purpose of the demo, it would be helpful to yeah, I show you the messaging actually around it. So again, I think healthcare is quite reactive. This platform can help you anticipate what's going on through collecting all the data you have. This is a bit of information. This is how the interface can look if you want to be directly in contact with one of the physicians through this platform, getting direct contact, etc. I'm going to do this with partners, not really reinventing the wheel again, because there are great clinics, doctors out there, but this can be a platform for them also to work directly with you. So I'm just scrolling because I don't want to really waste your time. You're welcome to check this again. What I have done is also building 3 different dashboards, 3 portals. I open them here just because some of them are not linked, but this is what you can have as your own personal dashboard, connecting your Whoop. Here I find a vendor that can connect you with 500 different variables. So I really didn't pursue this, but the connection is there, so you can connect it, see different type of data. Again, this infrastructure is not for really daily use and activating you on another platform. Is more to maybe see the trends, see what's not working, flagging, giving you some advice down the road, following your recovery if you want to see that. What I did for the design part of it, I find a couple of pages that I really liked, and I used Cloud Design to scrape some information and some bits and pieces I like because I'm not a designer. I never worked with UX, and then I took it as a MD file, which is basically context for Cloud Code, to ask it to build whatever I was seeing in Cloud Design. So again, I did barely do any prompting for this, but it came up quite, yeah, quite better than what I actually was expecting when I started the course. Here you can basically upload your lab results. Of course, you're the only one who owns this platform, GDPR and everything connected with that. But what's interesting is you can literally like take a PDF you're getting from the doctor. I find one of them from 6 months ago, and I saw that I had really low levels of zinc and other things that I didn't even care. I just put it in. But now I was revisiting, I'm like, oh, this would be helpful. So you literally scan your blood work, and the information will be added to your platform, and then you can act on it. If you need supplements, it will warn you or gives you advice. There is also a function that is called Coach. Again, I started building this a little bit myself, but then I figured out there is a vendor that has spent $20 million building a coach that I can just literally like connect to this. So you don't need to reinvent the full wheel, but there is amazing vendors out there. It's all about connecting the dots. So if we go back here, I built also, and to start with, it was 9 layer to this infrastructure, and Sean agreed that it's very ambitious to do this in a couple of weeks. But I'm like, let's go, let's see how far we can build. And I think I did most of it, actually, crazy enough. So one of the layers is actually for like a dashboard for doctors and psychologists that can have direct contact with you here, can follow up. You get all updated data points, and this would be what they would see literally, like instead of sitting in an old computer try to figure you out in 15 minutes in a session, everything would be here for them, ready to go, and then they can put their notes as well. And like yeah, Claude did most of this by his own. Crazy enough. So would make their life much easier as well. Here is literally they can have like a video call with you, wherever you are in the world. Often when we travel, something's happening, or where do you find a doctor? How do they know about you and what you need and all that? So this solve partly that problem as well, to make you own all your data and have it with you and show it to a doctor if you want, or if you don't, but it's not siloed anywhere. It's in your hands, actually. So, let me see. What hit me as well was that this can be used by companies. Of course, for them, it's very important the health of the employees. They invest a lot of money, but we all know people are getting burnout, things are happening, more and more pressure is on us in the working, what do you say, for workforce. And here is a way also for them to give something to their employees to monitor your help, and they would get what do you say, cohort data over like the full company, not per person, to also see how is my team doing, or how is like, or if it's red flags that somebody or people are getting burned out because the way we're running things, or etc., etc. So it's also like a dashboard literally for a CFO, for instance, because they measure everything. But one thing they can't really measure is the health of the employees as a team, and like, are we actually burning out the best people, or actually we taking care of them, all that.
So just to make that concrete, we're
Yeah.
talking like you could, with this in theory, see like sleep trend company wide, like people are suddenly like 5 points lower on their sleep scores. So we're
So this is cohorts of 5 to 10 people, but say like the engineering team, week by week, you can monitor their like health or whatever is important for a CFO to monitor.
So work units to the work unit is the smallest level. Like you can't see Joe is an alcoholic,
No,
or
no,
you
no.
can see like
Minimum 5 to 10 people,
Yeah.
but like scattered. But then you give Joe the data so he actually can see, oh shit, I'm getting born out because I'm not sleeping well for 15th night. I'm sitting with dot code. I'm doing the vampire coding right now, and I should maybe stop that. So it's good for Joe to somebody flag that for him, and it's good for the company to see, okay, maybe we shouldn't push Joe too far, or that team at least. Or what does the other team does well that like maybe we could implement for and finding trends, I think, down the road. Like your machine engine, more you feed this, more you can see trend. And I think on bigger perspective, also if it's thousands or hundred thousands of people who have their data there eventually, then you can actually start seeing trends of what could happen to you, because like lots of sicknesses are coming down in the age, but we don't really know why you're getting cancer earlier. How do you detect that if you don't have any like real data to follow? So yeah, it's been my mission to get this from a dream to to a platform, and then
What do you need most at this point? How could this group help you?
So all feedback, all help, anything you can come up with is very welcome. This is an ambitious project. It's big. I think this category doesn't exist really in Europe. I don't know if it exists in US, but for sure, I think, I don't know if you guys feel the need for it or would be helpful. Think would be very interesting to help people actually, avoid a lot of sicknesses coming our way. So all help is very welcome, for sure. Anything from make this grow, finding partners, coming with ideas. I'm very open to any type of collaboration. And most of all, thanks for being here. It's great.
What about any lessons in going through this? Like, if you could go back and tell yourself anything to like skip some pain, is there anything you learned along the way?
So I think you gave me a couple of very good advice. For instance, I was about to reinvent the wheel with like connecting variables or building the whole infrastructure of have physicians or psychologists and all that. Because as entrepreneur, you want to build everything, but then it's already out there. So look for vendors, look for partners, look for solutions that is out there, and that cuts the roads a lot. But again, I'm a solo founder, having my Ivy helping me with this, which is great. We've been doing this together, especially in this cohort. That will be helpful, and again, anybody who find this interesting and want to help out in any way, I'm very open to collaboration. Yeah.
Cool. Questions?
Of course, please.
So on the privacy side for people's healthcare information, how do you actually protect it? Just on the back end?
That's a very good question. I mean, there is a database like anything else that exists online. The database is in Europe. It follows all the GDPR rules and regulation. And then, of course, it's how you access your information and who else is available to access that information, which, for instance, when we talked about the companies, they would not have any access. You can grant access yourself from the platform to physicians that you're in contact with, but it's all about what you will approve and what you would allow. And this is still in the early stage, so definitely I'm gonna work with a lawyer to figure out, so the data here is still mock data, but that's a very important and good question, of course, to make sure like none of this, yeah, this is literally the system your doctor sits on. The difference is that you can also access it now. Before you couldn't access your own information, and that's maybe the biggest difference.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Rumi.
Thank you.
Okay, so that I think concludes the demos. Do you guys want to see? So I know Svenja asked if I could show the bot. So basically, I have spent here's a quick story. Does everyone know what OpenClaw is? Yeah. So OpenClaw is this thing. It became the most starred and downloaded project on GitHub in the history, like more so than Linux and React and all these big projects. So it's literally the most popular open source project out there now. This guy Peter Steinberger made it, and then it got acquired, I think, for $1 billion by OpenAI. So it's open source. So I don't even know what they technically acquired. It's yeah. But it's this wildly popular project. I could not for the life of me get it to do useful work. So it's this idea like you have a virtual assistant and you wire it up to tools and systems, and now you can talk to it and have like your little VA automation buddy. But I love the concept. I spent basically the month of February trying to make this thing work, and I just could not get it to do anything useful. And it was enticing enough, but frustrating enough where it's like I so wanted it, but it just wasn't working. And so rather than give up on it, I actually played with this idea of using Claude Code, the tool that we use to build, but I know it's super capable. And I was just wondering, like, they added this feature called channels, which make it so you can use Discord to communicate with it. And I just thought, that's interesting. Like, really, that's kind of the appeal of OpenClaw. It's got the ability to, use a chat app to communicate, and then this other thing, Heartbeats, where it would wake up and do stuff. And so I just started hacking on it and ended up building like a far more capable OpenClaw. And so now, yeah, I'm super excited. I just open sourced it. I set it up for a few friends, and I can show you guys if you want to see it. So this is the project. It's called BehalfBot. Cute little guy. And yeah, and the code is out there. This is the GitHub repo for it. I'm pretty sure it's actually got 6 stars. That's cool. So yeah, and it's basically it's everything that surrounds Claude Code to make it a useful support assistant. And I can just kind of show you some of the things, the ways that I'm using it, but it is once it's wired up and it's trained and it has access to your data and you kind of teach it how you work, it's crazy. Like I can be walking somewhere and get an idea and either develop a feature or have it do some customer support and solve an issue and invoice someone, and it just literally can do anything. So I thought I'd just show you maybe how it works, and I can do this real quick. Uh, so its name is Jax. I called it Jax, Jax. I have it doing a morning briefing every day. It generates this. So I do have a wearable. I have an Oura ring. And so I sleep with this thing in airplane mode. And when I wake up, I put it on the charger, and that actually initiates the morning briefing. So Jax gets the data from my sleep, and then that wakes him up, and he says, okay, it's time. Sean is awake now. So let me assemble his morning briefing. And so it gives me the health data. It knows what my workout was the day before, what I ate, what my status is and my recovery, so it can give me a little plan. It reads the Daily Stoic for that day and then actually attempts to synthesize whatever the main idea is. I have 139 books on my remarkable tablet, and this thing has indexed all of them, and it attempts to draw connections from whatever the day, like the idea of the day is for Daily Stoic, to other books that I have. And that's just something custom that I made. It'll read the news, it checks Reddit and Hacker News, and it looks for Claude Code related stuff, and it tells me about it. It tells me what events are going on in Lisbon in the next 48 hours, and it uses Meetup and this newsletter called Sociedade Lisboa. And so it checks that and just tells me if there's anything interesting happening in the next 2 days. It'll look, the mental model here is I gave it its own set of accounts. I treat it almost like an employee, so it doesn't actually have my accounts, with one exception. I'd let it read my WhatsApp, and we'll see if this proves to be a colossal mistake or not. But it does have the ability to read my WhatsApp. I guardrailed so it can't read direct messages with people, but it can read the groups that I'm in. And so there's something like 32 WhatsApp groups. I don't know if you guys have the same fatigue I do, but there's just so much content, so much stuff happening. And it's so nice to be able to have this thing know what I care about and just surface and say, hey, there's something, you should check this out. Like Rally was talking about, a game going on or whatever. So it knows my interests and it just kind of scours these groups for that. And actually, let me just do this, put this in motion now so you can see it in action. I'm just going to talk to it. This is my main interface with it now, is I primarily just leave voice notes. And so I can say, Jax, I am doing demo night for cohort 4, and you're in front of a room full of about 15 people. Can you just let them know what we've shipped this past week, and give me that as an audio file, and I'll play it so they can hear what we did. So super simple task, just kind of review what we did and tell you guys about it. I figure put that in motion, and then you can see when that comes up, I'll be able to play that for you. So yeah, and it tells me like what am I the bottleneck on? It's nice to know because like I'm sure as you guys know, when you use Git, there gets to be all these issues out there and you don't know what's dangling and what are you blocking basically. So this tells you where you're the bottleneck. My editorial pipeline, so it tells me what I have in flight blog post wise, and it helps me. I use it like it's an indispensable tool now for researching posts, for kind of crafting a skeleton of the blog post. I don't let it write the whole thing. I still write my own posts, but it's super helpful to be like on a run and have an idea and just workshop it with Claude and then say, commit that to my second brain. I use this tool called C1. So this is like a Notion competitor. It's an open source, so I can self-host this. And I have like my whole life basically laid out in this tool here. It's got it categorized by ongoing projects and areas and resources and archives. But it's cool because then if I'm writing a post, like here's one that I'm working on. It's this idea, I want to do 7 demos in 7 days. And so I can just have that idea, commit it, like get the idea out of my head and then go back and forth with it until I get it the way I want. And it basically comes up with a plan and gives me the whole shebang here. So yeah, so that's kind of, yeah. And then I also have it tracking like token expenditure. So it gives me a cost breakdown day to day. And then it logs all of this over time. It gives like a daily and a weekly roll up. Okay, so that sound means that it's probably come back with, here it is, demo night recaps. Let's see if we can do this.
Hey, Cohort 4, this is Jax. Sean asked me to recap what we shipped this past week. 5 quick highlights. 1, Behalf.bot is now open source. The full chassis Sean uses to run his life. Content research, lead activation, scheduled briefings, workout tracking, even the dating ops. All public on GitHub. Substack post is live. First 3 install customers are mid-onboard. Ben Lakoff is already running his bot Ozzy on bare metal. 2, the affiliate program went live on Vibecode Self-serve enrollment, Stripe Connect splits, referral cookies, refund handling, admin payout dashboard. 5 PRs, all merged in 2 days. You can earn up to 20% on every cohort, course, or subscription you refer. 3, Build School is pivoting. Cohort 5, starting June 29th, is built entirely around teaching people to be effective with Behalf bot. Same Build School brand, new curriculum spine. 4, Quantified Self-Stat, Strava is fully ripped out. Apple Health is now the only ingest path for hikes, runs, sleep, and workouts, all flowing into the Body for Life database. 5, Dating automation pivoted off Playwright Web for Tinder and Bumble. Hind already runs on a native Android.
I'll stop there. No, but I literally have it. This is like probably the most striking thing is it literally sets up, it will like, I don't mislead people. It says like, I say, you're talking to my assistant, you're not talking to me. But he literally like will make openers and flirt and make a conversation and then set up coffee dates. And I 6 dates in 6 days, no joke. Like it's pretty amazing. So yeah. So I feel like each one of these things could be a product of its own. It's interestingly enough, like the yeah, like so this is the swiping stuff. The health stuff, I just literally photograph my meals and it pulls the macronutrients and the caloric intake. I upload my workouts. So this Body for Life program that I did, I'm in week 11 of this 12-week program, and I've gotten really good results with it before. But basically, like he advises to do like this notebook way of tracking it. And so rather than build an app and have to be in the gym and like nerding out on everything. I just keep the notebook. I jot down the numbers. You log your sets and your weight and your intensity and what the like muscle group and the exercises were. And then it's capable of ingesting this and handwriting recognition. It just pours it into the database. So it's pretty cool. It gives me this. So this shows like my workout yesterday. It shows you all the weights and reps and intensity, the meals, calories, everything. And so it's all tracked in one place. Um, and yeah, it's just super low friction. Like being able to just upload a photo in Discord and it does everything else is amazing. Um, and yeah, there's a lot of other stuff it does, but like that's probably the primary stuff. And like I said, like being able to just, today say, hey, we will need to do an email blast. Like this is what I'm thinking. Stub out something. I wanted to dedupe against the ones that we already did earlier this week. So people shouldn't get two emails. Just make sure it's all new people on the wait list for this. And it just knows how to do it. It gets it all right. So yeah, so I'm super pleased with this system. As Jack said, I'm pivoting the course to be more around like less around using Claude Code to build, although that we'll still do that, but it's more around how do you make it like incorporate it in your life and have it be more like of an active assistant. And building software is just one of the things that it can do for you, but it can also just run your business as well. So yeah, so that's open. As it also mentioned, we also have this affiliate program now, which is cool. So people that have been through the course can basically refer it and get credit for it and actually get paid for it. So yeah, so I don't know, anything you want to see or yeah.
How about content? Like you can just like let it access Canva or whatever, right? And then like you have experience with that or
I don't use Canva. I have it, so I gave it my LinkedIn and Twitter for a while. I pulled that back just because, like I said, I feel more comfortable having it not have access to all my accounts. And it just wasn't, it was just incrementally useful to have it like write a 2 sentence, like, hey, whatever, this is a tweet about this thing. So I found the most value it has is in actually researching the post, coming up like kind of stress testing the idea and challenging me on what my idea is to shape it, and then turning that into like a usable post. And then from there, it's just very marginal value on the socials. I just copy pasted into Substack. So it'll basically, from the voice note, we go back and forth, and then I say, this is good, commit it to See You On, which is this app. And it'll basically write a new node here. And it writes it under the researching category. And then basically, as I move it through the pipeline, I just drag it down to writing and then published and then draft socials and promote it.
take much further though, obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah.
From this video, I went from the third second to the 15 second and I post the text, which is like could potentially be done like that, no?
Yeah. I have it, something that's pretty cool. I have it integrated with Loom so it can understand Loom videos. And I love using Loom to, anytime you're trying to like reproduce a bug or show something kind of complex, like a sequence of flows, there's just nothing that beats being able to just record it. And in, a minute, you can describe some complex thing that needs, reproduce the bug and say, this is what it needs to do. And it understands it. It literally, it has the transcript, but then it has the frames and it can link to the timestamp where the transcript is, and it knows when you say, hey, here, that needs to do that. And it knows exactly what you're talking about. And that is, I always say like a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is worth like 1,000 pictures. So I made a skill, and so Claude can understand Loom videos now. Like just to show you guys, like let's just prove it here. Yeah, watch this. So we'll just do, let me see this. I'm gonna load.
So you make a Loom video and then put it into.
Yeah, watch this.
To get an answer. You give the link.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so like watch. Jax, I just want to show people a quick demonstration of your ability to ingest a Loom video. Can you, let's see, so you can probably see my screen right now. Can you tell me what book here, what book do I have highlighted right now? This book, the first book, and then let's do a second book. How about this book? So tell me what those two books were that I had highlighted, and if you can just read those answers back as an audio file, then that will prove that you can understand Loom videos. Thanks. And so literally I just copy the video, give it to Jax and say, quick test of your ability to read or understand Loom videos. And so, yeah, so we'll see what he comes back with. But what it's doing in the background, it's literally downloading the video file for the Loom. You can see that little movie icon that came up. That means that he's seen it, and now he's parsing through it, reading the transcript, looking at the frames, and then making sense of it, and then crafting an answer.
Kind of like a lot of skills that are sitting behind one agent and everything.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Here's the structure of
You can put this link into Cloud as well, right?
into like Claude Desktop.
Yeah.
If it has the skill. So it has to have the Loom skill, yeah. Yeah. And but I mean I give it like Ivy now has it, right? So you can yeah.
Master agents, right? It's like a powered agent on God mode.
Yeah, I think of it like like an orchestrator. Like it is kind of the puppeteer and it has access to everything and it will spin up sub agents as it needs it. So for like software engineering, for instance, it spins up a sub agent per issue and then it only has the context for that issue. And then it'll go execute it, do the development, come back, and then report anything that needs to be like filtered back up into the project. And then Jax, the kind of the PM, gets that back and thinks, okay, is there any like tribal knowledge we need to capture here and convey? So,
Is it just running on the board? Like, could you host it on your own?
so it's currently tied to, yeah, it uses Claude Code as the harness. I haven't expended the energy to try and get free of Claude because I still think like Anthropic has the best stuff out there. To be truly vendor agnostic, I would probably need to rewrite it in like open code, and then it would be you can use any model at that point. I have not done that work. Like my thinking right now is just like it's good enough. Let's try to sell it and get people using it. And if there's enough demand for like a vendor agnostic one, then we can go down that path. I have not. I know people tend to like it better than OpenClaw. Yeah, have you?
No, that was just an open call event that ended up being a hermit.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like so sold on it. And they talked about the orchestration, how they built the companies basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposedly like a far better improvement to how the memory works. And so
You're just keeper.
cool. Nice. Okay, so here's the answer. Let's listen.
Look, Sean, first one you highlighted, Valgood, Science and Art of Longevity by Peter Attia. You're 35% through it. Second was Golden Sun, book 2 of the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown. You're 99% done with that one. Loom video understanding works.
So yeah. So yeah.
To build this skill, like how long on a, I don't know, detailed, like does it take you to build it? Read now, for example, the video, like how long did it take you to teach Jax skill?
I made that skill in like an afternoon. I got this idea and I was surprised that it didn't exist. I went to clawhub.ai and didn't see anything like it. And so I just decided to build it. Yeah.
How much you spend a month?
I have the $100 a month max subscription. Yeah. Yeah, but I get the token expenditure stuff in my emails. I tend to average about 100 a day if I were paying the metered billing. And so, but because it's a subscription, I just pay the flat fee. I know they have a billing change coming down the pipeline. So I believe on the 15th, they're moving the headless, like any Claude P invocations are going to be metered billing. And so it's a kind of a looming question mark on what that's going to do to my bill. So I've basically put in instrumentation to know what the costs are at each point. How much is the morning briefing? How much is all this? And then as I find which pieces are gonna be metered billing, I'll probably be like paring down what this does. But because it's free right now, I just kind of do more stuff than I need to. But good question. Yeah.
Seem like it's still quite early adopter stage, even though it's the most liked, most starred thing on GitHub.
Yeah.
It's super technical people.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to be, months or years until basically like mass adoption where everyone has like an AI personal assistant like this, but like everyone has like smartphone?
I don't know how to speculate. I mean, I think it's coming fast. I think the appetite is certainly there. I envision a future when we're like not clicking through web pages anymore. I mean, already I find myself talking to Claude whenever I can, just like talk to Jax and say, do this for me and go check that and come back and give me a solution. Like I just want the thing. I don't want to deal with typing and going to websites and whatnot. So I think you can wire it up to handle your ticket purchases and your travel and all that stuff. I think it's a matter of time, but I don't know what timeline that is. I feel like it's a, it's inevitable, and therefore it's good to be getting your hands dirty with it now to figure out where it's going and like what's the opportunity here, basically. So, but yeah, I mean, this is all open source, so the code's out there. Anyone can set it up. I do have for people who are less technical, I made this managed install option. I run mine on a Mac Mini, so this is actually running out of my apartment. Yeah, it's hosted on a Mac Mini. I use Tailscale to be able to get to it from anywhere and communicate with it primarily through Discord. And 90% of the time, you don't even need to SSH to do anything on it. Like it's Discord is sufficient. But in the rare event where you need to like restart something or get to the box or like screen share, Tailscale is great for that. So, but it'll run on like a Hetzner server for $5 VPS a month. So, yeah. Yeah.
Did you say that Jax can like make those databases in your CUON and like directly, or you have to put it in there?
You have to give it, so I give it MCP access to read and write from, yeah. Yeah. But it would work with Notion or Obsidian or whatever you're using.
Move into either Obsidian or maybe CUON. So I don't know.
I really like CUON. I mean, this is a Chinese project, so I don't know what the code is under it, but hopefully it's not nefarious. But I love the interface. I'm a visual person, and I found Obsidian. I love the concept of it, but when it came to actually using it, I could just never bring myself. It just didn't stick. It was too text. Yeah, where this is visual enough where I actually use it. So yeah. So I started playing with OpenClaw. Basically, February was dedicated trying to get that to work, and I failed. And then started like basically March 1st tinkering with this concept and iterating. And I'd say it was like 80% here, maybe 2 months, and then whatever it is now, we're like 3, 4 months into it. Yeah.
This is gonna be the problem.
Yeah, the primary, I'm gonna have to adapt the curriculum. Like we'll still teach the basics because I feel like it's kind of like learning to do long division, like do it once and then realize you get to the point where you don't even need to do it anymore. But like go through so you understand what Jax is doing under the hood, but then abstract yourself and then your interfaces, you're just basically talking to your behalf bot and telling it what you want, and it is then going and doing that for you. So
but still the aim is to have like a specific like idea you wanna assess these.
I think it's the best way to learn. I always, when we start, I always make this analogy. Like I'm a musician. I was terrible when I tried to learn piano, terrible at violin. And then for some reason, guitar stuck. I was able to learn guitar. And I really attribute it to having this amazing teacher, Frank Dana. This guy, instead of the others, like the way the others were all scales and fingers and like these like really just gnarly, not fun exercises in theory that I didn't care about. Frank was like, "What song do you want to learn?" And he just immediately zoned in on like, okay, I want to play Motley Crue or I want to play this White Lion song. He's like, great, let's do it. And we just sit there and he'd break down measure by measure like what the guitarist was doing in each part. And then I picked up in the course of learning that song, I would pick up all the theory and everything I needed to know, but in a fun way where it was just like super reinforcing. And every session I'd go home and I'd show my friends, this is what I learned today. And it's like I believe that like when you can stack wins and like take people through building an app and just give them a little sense of like a win on top of a win and like making progress, that is by far the best way to learn this stuff.
Super interesting. I don't know if that's what you meant, but like, are you building an app or are you building a live project like this and setting up like a,
Yeah.
during this? Because I've been starting at 7, which was also, I was in the course a few months ago.
Yep.
And like I came in with also close to not zero tech experience, but not so much. But what for me was the whole thing about the course, like I actually got to do it, right? And the same with this, like I've been playing with, setting up my own assistant so many times, and then something comes in between and I don't get to do it.
Yeah.
So like this would also be a cool project to actually do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff wrapped up in this. Like there's this guy, Tiago Forte, who teaches building a second brain. It's his thing. And so he has this whole methodology he calls para, and I just mimicked it using the CUON tool, but I set up my own life using his system and then gave Claude access to it. And so it's like you're kind of teaching the para methodology, you're teaching CUON, you're teaching Claude. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here. But I'm just again, do what works and figure out and solve it for yourself and then teach what works to other people. I think that's a good approach. So, yeah.
What's the advantage of C1 versus like Google Docs? Like, I've tried to use Notion for a bit.
Yeah, it'll work with Google Docs if you're more comfortable with that. I like this because it's all marked down under the hood. You can access any node. You just copy the block reference and it understands, like it could go directly to that. And it's just very quick to unfold these things and get to whatever it is you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Like once you have everything laid out, it is kind of a process to like brainstorm and think what are all the active projects and then go through and then like Ramin said, context is everything. Like give it as much context as you can. One of my favorite things to do is just to do these like 10-minute voicemails where I'll just have a diatribe and give it everything I can think about on a subject and then commit it as a note. And now it has that context and it can always reference it. It's super useful. It also does this thing called auto dream that I set up where literally nightly it dreams, like it consolidates memories and will try to like deduplicate and like deconflict things that are conflicting advice and whatnot. And it'll just literally like go through all its memories and then consolidate it down into a more sensible set of memories, which is super cool.
So if we would potentially do it, that could be like snap some of these like skills that you already taught it, or like
Yeah. This is all open source. I believe most of it is in the repo. Let's see. So there should be, yeah, that Loom one is here. So the Loom skill is already out there. You can just go to the repo and see what's in there. But all this stuff, the body for life tracking, the dating automation,
and if you
remarkable.
add additional support that would be uploaded as well.
So I'm maintaining, yeah. So the way that I set this all up is actually a really good question. So at first I just got it working on the Mac Mini, what's called bare metal. It was installed in the host OS. And then I set up my friend Ben with the same setup. But then our other friend Toby, who had also gone through this program, I Dockerized it, so I made it a very more portable. What we learned basically is that everyone's gonna have a slightly different environment. Ben had a Linux machine, I had a Mac machine, and so just the differences in file names and stuff was a nightmare. And so basically, I took a step back, made it more portable and containerized, and now it runs on Docker. So literally anywhere you can deploy Docker, you can deploy this. And it's what's cool about the managed install is Jax knows how to install himself now. So the process is you sign up, you do a little interview, the interview generates your installer, and then it coordinates a time with Jax to give SSH access. And all this stuff is automated. And so you give it your Tailscale node, Jax tunnels in and does everything. Takes your installer, takes your config YAML file and basically sets it up the way you want it. And then you just get a working bot. And literally, it's you, me, and Jax in the Discord channel talking if there's questions. And then when the bot comes up, and then your bot is now in the channel, and it's like, hey, I'm awake. Like, so it's pretty wild. Anyways, you guys, thanks for coming. Hopefully this is useful. Tell a friend if you have anyone who wants to join. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.